Hello everybody, welcome once more to my channel. Today I'll be doing a market forecast on GBPUSD. So beginning my market forecast, guys, I would like to get into the charts and begin from the monthly time frame. So let's start on the monthly time frame. Basically, we are here at the monthly time frame, and if you guys can see, price is reacting within this 1 month supply zone. And within this 1 month supply zone, I was able to identify this 1 week supply zone which was not respected, and this other 1 week supply zone. Presently price is within this 1 week supply zone here. So presently at the moment price is within this point. So basically looking at price on the monthly time frame, I'm expecting to look for sales. Why? Because if I zoom out my chart, we can clearly see that price had been creating a series of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. I'm expecting to create a lower high and start selling. Basically, this is already a lower high which it has created. So basically, I'm expecting that since it has created this lower high and we are able to spot a demand, a supply zone within this area, price should give us a reaction here to sell downwards. Basically, price got gave us a reaction here and price dumped. This is another retracement. We're expecting that with this other retracement, we should also dump again. So let me clean the chart. Let's have a clear view. So basically, since price is reacting again within this zone and this high has been taken down, I consider this high to be taken down like a form of liquidity. So liquidity has been taken down, and the next opportunity for us is the next forecast for me personally is for price to give us a sell downward. Basically, now I cannot say for sure if the sell is valid because on the monthly time frame, you guys can clearly see we have been having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullish candles. The candles have been bullish all along. So basically, if the month of June, which is this month, the candle closes with a bearish candle, it will give us an extra confirmation that okay, we might look for sell. Basically, we might look for sell up to a certain point within this demand zone. So based on that idea of a sell on the monthly time frame, I carry this very idea and go with it to the weekly time frame. And looking at price on the weekly time frame, you can clearly see that price is still within that zone. As I said, price, this is that demand, sorry, this is that supply zone. I don't draw critical rate. So basically, this is that supply zone here. Yes. Within this supply zone, price is reacting within this 1 week. We see this 1 week supply zone which I mapped out here. So basically, this is where price is reacting, and this is the candles which closed for for this week. This candle, this is the candle that closes for this week. So basically, within this supply zone, we started seeing a lot of reaction. Remember, guys, within this previous supply zone, we saw a lot of reaction here, telling us there was a possibility for a sell. Price gave a short sell, which was able to be taken on a daily or a 4 hour time frame. Then that zone was not respected and price started moving up. So basically, price has started reacting again within the supply zones. It means there's a lot of competition here between buyers and sellers. So basically, I'm expecting price to react from here and give us a sell up to at least this point before it starts going up or it continues to go down. So based on that, we have to scale again to the daily time frame. I'm moving from time frame to time frame so you guys should understand how I analyze the market. I use the higher time frames for my market structure, and I use the lower time frame to spot entries. So basically, on the monthly time frame, I'm bearish. On the weekly time frame, I'm bearish. Why am I bearish on the weekly time frame? Simply because price, if I zoom out my chart completely, you guys can clearly see that on the weekly time frame it's the same as on the monthly time frame. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. I'm expecting a lower low. Understand people get confused with all these other structures. This is what we call internal market structure. It is a market structure that is formed within a range. Remember, let me explain something about the internal market structure. This high created this low. Everything within this zone will be an internal structure. Understand? Simple as that. This low created this high. Anything within is an internal structure. Then this high created this low. This low created this high. This high created this low. This low created this high. So basically, anything within this swing low and this swing high is what we call internal structure or internal liquidity. Any the same thing here, any price action which is created within this swing low and this swing high. That is the lowest point at this point in time, the lowest point which created this high is what we call internal structure, internal liquidity. So basically, this is why I say on the weekly time frame we are still bearish. But if we look at the price from a larger scale, we can clearly see that price has been creating series of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Normally on GBPUSD, my final target was here. Our final target was at least this point. So since price dumped and came here and gave a reaction, it has not yet touched our target. It has added more liquidity here. So we're expecting that price should now react from here and go down. Or if this area fails, then we're expecting price to move up to this next area, because this is another weekly supply zone. So if this area is not respected here, we're expecting price to move right up here, because we have a high level of liquidity sitting below this sitting above this supply zone. So either it's for price to respect this supply zone and sell, or if it does not respect the supply zone, you should take out this liquidity above the supply zone and come into this new supply zone. And since I'm focusing on sales because of the various conferences which I'm having, I scale down to daily time frame. And looking at the daily time frame, we can clearly see what market has been doing. The market has been continuously moving upwards, upwards, upwards. So basically, price is reacting within this zone. So now I want to go into the 4-hour time frame and the 1-hour time frame to see what the market might be telling us this coming week. So basically, I scale to the 4-hour time frame, and within this 4-hour time frame, I have to go into the market to see that, okay, what's happening. Price has created, okay, first, what do we have to do? I always like to identify market structure. See something, guys, the same concept. This is a swing high that created this low, which went up to create this high. So the most recent low, which from the most recent high, which broke struck. This is the most recent high because it was a high that broke. Market did break structure here before forming that high. So basically, or if I want to go in another sense, this was a low that went up to break this structure to form this high. We'll call it a high, and came down, and price came down to form another low, which went again, broke structure to form another high. So let me clear the chart. If you look critically, if I draw a straight line here and I draw a straight line here, we see that this high, this high is lower than this high, which is lower than this high. So it's telling us the market has the case of higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Okay, that is what it's telling us, that within this structure, price is moving bullish. So since price is bullish, what is our point of focus if we are looking for entries for trades? Remember, this was the most recent low that broke this struck the most recent high to form a new higher high. I don't understand. I don't think know if you are getting it. This was the most recent low which did break this structure here to form this recent high. And based on that, we are focusing now on this internal structure. That is, we are focusing on price. We are focusing now on price within this range, within this lowest low, within that low, within that lowest low, which broke structure to form that lowest high. Here we are. So based on that, I have to scale to the 1 hour time frame. And scaling to the 1 hour time frame, guys, we can clearly see here that, okay, within this structure, we should identify similar internal market structure on the lower time frame. So the market came here and created a series of higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low. Market broke structure here once, broke structure here twice, and came high down here, telling us market is selling. And since the market has has given us some indication that it is about to sell from this point, so what are we expecting? We're expecting to take a sell trade this week, and basically taking a sell trade is simply focusing on this zone. This is where I'm looking to take a sell trade this week on GBPUSD. This is exactly what I'm targeting this low. Moreover, since I'm bearish, I'm targeting market to sweep out this liquidity. We have a lot of liquidity sitting within this area. Within this area, we have a lot of liquidity sitting here. I call these areas zones of liquidity because these are demand zones which were created in the past, and price reacted there and created other demand zones which price reacted there. So any demand or supply zone which was created and in which within this zone price had already reacted from in the past, it's definitely telling us that's a liquidity. So I'm expecting myself from this point. But if this point, if I miss this trade, if that is, if price has to come here and break and take us out, we will no longer trade this position again. It means the setup has failed. We'll have to reanalyze the market again. As simple as that. So thanks for watching, guys. That's all for now. Stay tuned to my channel, subscribe, comment, and share. And to expatiate again, we're expecting a sell on GBPUSD, and our sell which we are expecting is within this point. That is, our sell, let's use our sell might start from here, 1.3580, and our stop loss might be around here. But also, guys, me, I don't trade on Monday. So if this setup happens on the Monday, I will not take the trade. If it happens on the Monday, or if it happens after 4 p.m., I don't take the trade, because I don't trade on Mondays and I don't trade on after 4 p.m. So time is very important in the market. Trading on Mondays and Fridays is not really a good thing, because Monday we have to leave the market to breathe on Monday. It's the beginning of a new week, then we start on Tuesday. So stay tuned to my channel, subscribe, comment, and share. Sorry for keeping you guys waiting on this long video. Bye.